All right, I'm Kyle,
And I'm Kyle.
and this is K squared. All right, Kyle. So we do have another comment. So let me show you this one and read off of it if I can find it. Here we go. All right, you see it?
Yes, I can see it now.
So this is from episode 9, and it's Miss Verzola, and her response or comment was, "Volleyball is my favorite sport. Also love volleyball. Great sport. Field trips and clubs that your schools had available to you were pretty awesome. My elementary school did not have things like that. I feel like maybe I got lucky being down here in Alabama, and maybe you got lucky up there in Tennessee, but I don't know. I don't really feel like they do that stuff anymore. But again, I also don't have kids, so I don't really
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what they're doing nowadays.
I don't either. I feel like it would just be a lot more like, a lot more legal hoops to jump through than
Probably so.
so.
Because everybody's sue happy at this point. So they're like,
But yeah,
let's just not
volleyball,
even do anything.
right. But volleyball was great for you and me through PC school. We got it together
Yeah.
a bunch.
I would say volleyball is even better than Alabama football. Like,
Oh, absolutely not.
oh, yeah,
Absolutely
I think so. I'd
not.
much rather watch volleyball all day than some Alabama football.
Yes.
We're going to have an argument.
Oh, definitely not. Oh man. All right. So now that we're back on our normal screen, I'm gonna let you lead this one off, Kyle.
All right. So the first one that we've got comes from one of our good friends, Step Bill. And he recommended that we do weird holiday traditions. Um, and so Bill made us do some research. And so,
That Bill.
yeah, exactly. I had to go looking for some of these things because I was like, I know a few weird ones, but nothing. I want some really weird ones. And so I think I found some good ones. Um, and so I'll go ahead and start with my top five that I've found. Um, the first one that I found was a Christmas Day fist fight. This is found in Peru, is where they do it.
Okay.
They dress up in these really eccentric costumes and go out and have fist fights in the street.
What a great way to spread some holiday cheer by
Oh
putting
yeah,
a neighbor
just
in.
go out and TKO, just take somebody out who's wearing a Mickey Mouse costume or something.
Ah,
Oh boy. But that was the first one that I found that I thought, oh, that's a little weird. But
that is a
uh,
weird picture.
the second one I found was a shoe toss for singles found in the Czech Republic. Apparently, like women will go outside their house and toss a shoe over their shoulder, and if it bounces and lands with the toe of the shoe pointing towards the house, that means that they're going to get married within a year.
I would love to
So
know the statistics of this to see if it's accurate at all.
I kind of would too. That may be something I have to follow up on. I'll have to look and see if they've got a randomized control trial or whatnot. See what see what the literature has to say about the efficacy of that one.
Man, bring out all the words. I love it.
Oh yeah, that just a bunch of BS just flying out my mouth. That's all that ever happens.
As
Um,
say with enough confidence, we're good.
that's right. That's right. The third one I've got is, and this is a fairly common one from what I've heard, is decorating your Christmas tree with a pickle. Um,
This one too.
Yeah, and apparently the origin is not necessarily known where it actually came from, even though it's more common in like Germany and stuff, but they don't necessarily know if that's where it started or not. But it's whoever finds the pickle that's hidden within the tree gets to open up the first present.
Oh,
So
yeah. I definitely have heard people like go and like hide them. But I didn't really know what the purpose was. I thought it was just like one of those things like, all right, if you find it, then you have to hide the next one.
I mean, I guess you can make your own rules about it, but I think that originally it was made like if you find the pickle hidden within the tree as like an ornament, I guess you could use a real pickle, but
I feel like that'd be a bad idea, but
I
sure.
think so too. But you get to open the first gift. That's my understanding of it.
Okay, cool.
Um, the fourth one, which I thought this would be a cool one to have, is it's called burning. You burn snowmen, and this is comes from Switzerland. And so what they do is they'll go out and make these snowmen at the end of winter and like stick like explosives and everything in them, or they'll take a flamethrower to them and just melt them down. It's signaling the end of winter. So I thought that that was kind of a different one.
That is pretty cool. I would be all for that because I feel like I'm a little bit of a pyromaniac. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm always around a bonfire.
Absolutely. I know you'd stick a snowman next to your solo stove and
Yeah,
be like, ah, here we go. That's probably not quite enough for you. You're gonna go big. You're gonna like stick a Roman candle or something in it and just light it and go.
have you ever had? Oh, we'll have to do this in another video. But have you ever had like a Roman candle battle?
So I saw that that is a tradition. I forget where, but it's a tradition somewhere that that's like what they'll go out in the street and fight each other. I have before, and how stupid I was to do like whiz a like blame a flaming ball of fire by at somebody, but you know,
I've
it's
definitely thing. I love it. It's very dangerous. Do not do. Would not advise to do it at all.
yeah, don't listen to what we say. And then the
Don't.
last one I've got here was people in Venezuela will roller skate to mass.
That's cool.
And I thought that's just kind of wild. I mean, you see people getting ready to go to mass, and here they go strolling down the street in their roller skates. Just
So that's very funny. Because I do have a family member who is from Venezuela, so I will have to ask her that
yes. Ask her if she's ever roller skated.
thing.
I guess it's just
I mean, I'll, yeah. I mean, why not?
you'll have to ask and see. I think it's in like a specific location of Venezuela, though. Not maybe not the whole
Maybe
country.
countrywide thing. That would
Maybe I forget exactly. I think it Caracas, which I think is the capital. Um, so I don't know where she's from, but you'll have to ask and see if she's probably heard of it though.
cool. I definitely will ask and see what she says. All right. So you got all yours?
That's all of me.
All right. So I'm going to butcher all of these because a lot of them are in a different language other than English, and I am horrible with English to start with. So the first one that I thought was kind of funny, um, it is the pooping log, and it is pretty much it like roughly translates. I'm not even going to attempt the Spanish pronunciation. It is a Spanish holiday tradition. Um,
Right.
they hollow out a log, give it a face, give it legs, and they put a hat on it. And pretty much every night they feed the log with like presents and candy, and then they put a blanket over the log to keep it warm. And then on Christmas Eve, they put the log into a fireplace. They don't light it though, but they pretty much act like it's a piñata and try to break the log open and get the presents from inside of it. So it's just a very weird tradition. Obviously, whatever. To each their own, but I think that's
I want you to try the pronunciation. I just want to hear it.
dude. I will tell you it's in a region called Cantolona. I think that's pronounced right, and it's Tio de Nadala. I have no idea if that's right.
That's
Probably
part of the show.
Probably not. 100% it's not. And then that was my first one, the pooping log. Yeah, it's just a glorified piñata from my understanding. And then the next one is actually in Ukraine, and it's called Lucky Spider Webs. So pretty much back in the day, spider webs on your tree is associated with good fortune. And the reason why is that apparently in the country there was like a poor family that grew up with a Christmas tree, and they couldn't decorate it because they were so poor they couldn't afford decorations. And then one morning they woke up and had like spiders had spun a web or webs all over the tree, like decorating it. So sort of like Charlotte's Web, but Christmas in Ukraine. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Make a Hallmark movie about that one.
Yeah, of course. And then, of course, there is KFC Christmas, which I didn't know this was a thing, but it's also kind of cool. And I wish that we did it here in the United States. But in Japan, Kentucky Fried Chicken makes like a Christmas meal. And like apparently like started back in the 1970s. But yeah, it is so popular that customers order their dinners like months in advance. But it includes fried chicken, cake, and then champagne. So Kentucky Fried Chicken serves champagne.
That apparently so.
Over in
That's an odd combo right there.
like Taco Bell does alcohol here, but I didn't know that Kentucky Fried Chicken did that. So I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, that's a weird one. Konnichiwa!
And then we've also got so most of those were like Christmas related, but I went with the last two for Thanksgiving because that one's coming up. Of course, most people like skip over Thanksgiving, go straight to Christmas. But the first one was cracking the wishbone. And I feel like I've done participated in that one, and pretty much it is like, whoever gets the larger of the wishbone halves pretty much has better luck for the, I guess, upcoming year.
Mhm.
Have you ever done that one before?
I've never actually cracked a wishbone. I've seen people do it, but myself, I've never done it.
Okay. Well, it's, my grandfather used to like roast turkeys for us. And, obviously he's gotten too old to do that now, but used to. And there would be a wishbone in there. And yeah, you just kind of crack it. It's kind of cool. And then the other one was the turkey toss. And I know that there are different versions of this, but this version was started in Indianapolis, Indiana, and pretty much they dress a turkey in a baby onesie, they douse it in lighter fluid, attach it to a chain, and then they throw it the length of a football field. I was just like, that sounds just up my alley.
You're like a flaming turkey going down the football field.
Or like catapulting across the full length of a football field. I was like, good grief, man.
That is one of the most American things I've ever heard. Like you're combining Thanksgiving, pyromania, and football. Like it doesn't get any better than that.
Don't need anything else from there. But I thought that was pretty crazy. We'll have to do another episode at some point where we go over like our family traditions.
Hmm.
And again, like, feel free in your comments if you have a weird, wacky family tradition or something, share yours. All right, so this is our second prompt. This wasn't like given to us or anything like that, but I have witnessed this in the past where I was like driving down the road. And this kind of relates back to like people drinking coffee with an open coffee mug while they're driving. But I have seen somebody driving down the road eating out of a cereal bowl with a spoon. And it's like, I guess you're just like stopping at every stoplight, you're like, eating your breakfast. But I just feel like that's so dangerous. And so here it is. What are appropriate things that you should eat in the car?
I definitely don't think eating soup or anything with a bowl is appropriate at all. You know, like unless they're driving with one knee, like giving one of these little numbers. Like, I've seen like people going down the road putting makeup on, like mascara while they're driving. I'm like, I don't know how you do that, but it's kind
Yeah.
of in the same boat. But yeah, eating like something out of a bowl, no way.
I've also
Uh,
heard of somebody eating pancakes with a spoon while they're driving. Like, how do you not get syrup everywhere?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how you can like I don't know how you can eat anything with a utensil while you're driving. I don't think that that's unless it's like something like solid like a I don't know, a sausage patty that you just like stab and just eat, but like if you're having to eat like eggs or something that has to be scooped,
Yeah.
no.
I just like the open container or, the possibility, and this is maybe just the clean freak in me, but the possibility of you like having to come to a complete stop really quickly and like the milk spilling everywhere, or like, oh no, the syrup from my pancake is like, whatever, flung across my steering wheel,
Right.
some kind of like anxiety.
Yeah, that I mean, I totally agree. I think anything you eat in the car needs to be handheld.
Yeah.
Needs
Like
to
I've
be
done like hamburgers before, which is kind of rough, but whatever, you like wrap it up in the wrapper. I've
if
done
you're good enough, you don't need that. But obviously you're not good enough to,
oh, you're good enough.
you know.
Had a big mouth, is what you're saying.
Hey, who are you talking about over here? You ain't saying I got a big mouth, even though I do. But I can manage a burger real well, and not have to worry about anything dropping on me. You just gotta look around all the time to make sure that you're not got a little ketchup coming out of the backside or some mustard slipping out. You gotta be aware of your surroundings.
I just, man, that's wild. I just always thought that is just an interesting thing. And whenever I saw that person, I was like, what is this person doing?
Yes, they're on the off the rocker at that point.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I've got, Kyle. So take us out.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in again this week. If you have anything that's related to any of these topics that you'd like us to kind of cover again or re-talk about, just leave us a comment down below. If you have any other topics that you think we should try to talk about, let us know. But besides that, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next round.
See y'all.